All right, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, lovely people. My people, now welcome once again to your one and only YouTube platform where they give you the back-to-back news and information on things where they happen for the land. Please subscribe to this channel if you've not yet subscribed, and also make sure you turn on your notifications so that you get notified whenever we drop our spanky news. Make we go straight to the matter we will carry on for you today. All of una know say next week and Nnamdi Kanu court sitting. And everybody's been optimistic about that particular day. It is a day that we feel that finally, freedom will come to that innocent man. We know that Nnamdi Kanu has been illegally, abducted, and he has been kept under the DSS custody for over 2 years now, and yet nobody has said anything. The Nigerian government doing everything possible to keep Nnamdi Kanu in DSS custody. But we are hoping and also praying that come, next week, definitely freedom will come to the leader of the indigenous people of Biafra in the person of Nnamdi Kanu. So straight to the matter we will carry on for you today. As indigenous people of Biafra ready to receive Kanu after Supreme Court judgment. Yes, Ipob through their media and publicity secretary, Emma Powerful, and don't come out there, they clarify, say victory will definitely come to Onyendo Nnamdi Kanu, and they are ready to receive him. The truth is that if Nnamdi Kanu can actually be released, despite all said and done, we know that this issue of insecurity will stop. Because first of all, some of these Biafran group that have been using Nnamdi Kanu as a way, to cause insecurity in the southeastern part of the country, wouldn't have anything to say concerning that. But do not forget that they are also fighting for the freedom of their people. That is one thing you should understand. They are fighting for the freedom of their people. If the federal government, the Nigerian government, did the right thing, you won't see anybody coming out to complain about the country. But the truth is that the country is so bad, the country is messed up, and yet the Nigerian government have failed to do the needful concerning the issue of the country. But no be waiting carry us come for you for here. The matter will carry us come now. The matter of Nnamdi Kanu, as Ipob don't talk say they don't ready to receive Kanu after Supreme Court judgment. Make we go straight to the news in detail. The news reads: the indigenous people of Biafra Ipob, led by the 10th leader Nnamdi Kanu, have expressed readiness to receive their leader on December 15, 2023, believing that the Supreme Court would deliver a favorable judgment. The group strongly maintained that Kanu did not commit any crime, both locally and internationally, and would not have suffered the injustice meted out to him by the federal government and the judiciary. They also urged for calm from the people, lovers and friends of Biafra, even as they called for his release unconditionally. In a statement yesterday in Awka, Anambra State, the indigenous people of Biafra Ipob Media and Publicity Secretary, Emma Powerful, cautioned the Supreme Court justices to toe the line of justice and release Kanu unconditionally. The statement reads in part: the Supreme Court judges are legal luminaries who understand the Constitution in relation to international laws, treaties, and local laws of Nigeria. They should emulate the appeal court justices who refuse to bow to the intimidation from the executive branch of government, but discharged Kanu, barring the government from further arrest and prosecution of our leader. The Supreme Court justices should use their privileged office to stop this executive recklessness and abuse of the human right of Kanu by releasing him unconditionally. And that is that on that issue, because it has actually turned to a national issue. It is actually so shameful, that in a country like Nigeria, the executive arms have actually been reckless right from the onset. We claim we practice a democratic system in Nigeria, but the reality is that you know, the executive arms, they have a way of forcing the people to do what the government wants them to do. It is more like a tyrannical government. It is when the executive speaks, that is the final. When the president of the country speaks, that is the final. When the federal government speaks, that is the final. And they are using these also, to affect the decision of the judiciary. That is why there is no there is no legality in everything that is happening in the judicial arms, in the judiciary currently. These people might come out and claim, that the executive are not actually trampling or interfering in their decision. But the reality is, what are we seeing? Everybody knows the situation of the issue of Nnamdi Kanu and how it has actually exposed the Nigerian judiciary. But the reality is that the needful has to be done. They need to really prove, to the people that truly the executive arm is not really trampling on them by releasing Nnamdi Kanu. The truth is that victory is definitely sure for Kanu if the judiciary can do the right thing, if the Supreme Court can give verdict the right way. Because looking at the whole situation, the United Nations actually gave a clear clarification that Nnamdi Kanu was illegally detained. First of all, he was abducted. So they saw it as a crime for the Nigerian government to abduct an innocent citizen of the country, a United Kingdom-based freedom fighter. I don't want to talk about the issue of the British and how they have failed, to do something concerning Nnamdi Kanu. And the big question is, if it wasn't Nnamdi Kanu, if this whole thing wasn't politically orchestrated, wouldn't they have released Nnamdi Kanu? Wouldn't they have come for the release of Nnamdi Kanu, knowing fully well, that Nnamdi Kanu is a British citizen? That is one thing I love the US, the Americans. They will never let their people, to go through this kind of torture in the hands of the Nigerian government. They don't give a damn about you. So far you are their citizen, they will come out for you. And that is why most of their lawyers, most of their legal practitioners have been speaking up concerning the issue of the injustices being meted on Nnamdi Kanu. That is the reality. They have been speaking up because they know what they would have done. The British are hiding. They are running away from the truth. They are running away from the reality. And they are seeing how the country is being, the country is in total disarray because of this, their wickedness, because of this, their silence. Not be so then they do things. I must say, not be like this then they do things. But IPOB, yes, according to the news, are optimistic that definitely the Supreme Court will do the needful, to making sure that Onyendo Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, become a free man. First of all, he has no business being under DSS custody. He has no business being there. We all know, the world knows, the Nigerian government knows. The judiciary also knows. And that is why, if you notice, for the past few months, most of his cases, he has been winning them. All these side cases from the appeal court and the rest, he has been winning it. That is the first sign that Nnamdi Kanu is going to get freedom. That is the first sign that he is an innocent man. And that is just the reality. So come next week, we are hoping that the needful, will be done in making sure that Nnamdi Kanu, regains freedom. And that is what Emma Powerful is trying to tell us on this news. Do not forget that you are watching Exposed News TV. And if you've not yet subscribed to this channel, then you are wrong, because on this channel, you are only sure of getting only the quality news and information when it comes to the matter where they happen for Biafran land. Please subscribe right now to get the latest informate as we take drop and back to back. And also make sure you share this news. But meanwhile, make I drop one audio where una dey like listening, and this one is coming from Onyendo Nnamdi Kanu. Enjoy this audio and make sure you hear, the things and the way he spoke about and the freedom of his people. Despite all said and done, he is not ready, to give in to the Nigerian government. He's not ready to be brought down. He's not ready to give up the fight. He's not ready to give up the struggle. The struggle must continue. And that is why he has remained resolute in the struggle. Thank you once again for joining us. Enjoy the audio.
You don't know what it means. Most of us do not understand what it means to be a Biafran. You have not seen anything yet. I was kidnapped. I was beaten, I was spat at, my clothes were ripped from my body. Women urinated and poured it on me because of Biafra, so that they may humiliate me to such a point that I will not talk about Biafra anymore. They videoed me. Masop has a video of me where they were beating me, dragging me on the floor, tearing my clothes because I spoke the truth. That did not stop me from talking about Biafra. It did not stop me from taking Radio Biafra to Enugu. It did not stop me from broadcasting Radio Biafra from Nnewi. It did not stop me from broadcasting Radio Biafra from Onitsha, from Owerri, from Aba, from Port Harcourt. I am resolute. I don't retreat. Never. Nigeria has put me in detention before. Solitary confinement. It did not stop me from preaching Biafra. How about an imbecile? Some we are talking. How can that affect me? If those that kidnapped me and nearly killed me did not stop me from doing Biafra, how about an imbecile hiding somewhere? People must know who I am. I am destructively stubborn. You see Biafra?